If you hear the buzzing bees in the background, Tuesdays are landscaping day here in Coral Springs, Florida, and they show up with all of these amazing tools that make lots of noise. And I've got
Tuesday's our day as well. I usually go away.
Yeah, one more Tuesday to go, and like the saying goes, I'm out of here. Yeah, I appreciate that, Megan. You're right. I am still calling plays. You're absolutely correct. All right, so from Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins, I have 4 things that I want to share with you, and then I'm going to talk to you from what this means to me, what this has meant to me in my professional career, and what I think it means for all of us going forward. Again, from Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. It's an older book, so you're going to have to do some research in order to be able to find it. And the first passage that I want to share with you is success leaves clues. Write it down if you're taking notes, which is code for write this down. Please write down what I'm sharing with you. Again, if you're showing up for entertainment, you're on the wrong channel. If you're showing up to grow and learn personally and professionally, then you're at the right place. And it's best if you can do that if you take notes. Now, the good news is this is being recorded. So for those of you who are driving like Eric, don't try to write this down as you're driving down the road. Not a good idea. All right, success. Eric turns his camera off. He's like, I'm out of here. All right, success leaves clues. People who produce outstanding results do specific things to create those results. Now, I would tell you that people who create mediocre results also do specific things to create those results. I would just encourage you, don't look for clues from those people in order to follow them. You want to find people who have succeeded at what you want to do, who are succeeding at what you want to do, and then you want to become an investigator. Start looking for those clues. What are they doing that's creating the results that they're getting? Now, get as detailed as you possibly can. If I were speaking with a really successful person, someone that I had scheduled time to meet with because I want to learn and grow from them, and this is something that I do often, have done my entire professional career. Anytime I go to an event, I look to see who else is going to be there, and I make sure that I schedule time to sit down and talk to them so that I can learn and grow from them. And one of the questions that I would ask them is, what's the first thing you do when you get up in the morning? Now, I've asked this question before, and I know some of you who immediately think of something funny are coming up with, well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what is the first thing you do specific to your journey for success. What is the first thing you do every morning when you get up? Now, for a lot of people, it's look at this, and I get that. And I'm going to share with you, I have a challenge with that. Social media is addicting. We all love to go to Facebook and see who's doing what, who liked our post, who commented on our post, all that other kind of stuff. I get it. If you're going to do that, please have a time that you have limited that for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, but make sure you stick to that time. And then after that, what are you doing? What are you reading? What are you studying? Are you exercising? What is your morning routine? I really want to know what the successful person I'm speaking to, I want to know what their morning routine is, because one of the things that I know is the most successful people in life, not just in business, but the most successful people in life have a morning routine that begins with get up early, victory of the pillow. All right. The next passage that I wrote down from Tony Robbins' book is actions are the source of all results. The process of discovering exactly and specifically what people do to produce those results is called modeling. Now, before I read this book, and even before I knew what the concept of modeling was, I knew that this was a way to success. And I started, after teaching school for 2 years, I started my career in sales in 1992, working for a product fundraising company. And I was working with my friend, my lifelong friend. And we built this company, and we were having a lot of fun. We were kids and we were having fun. We were also winging it. And we were reaching a certain level of success based on natural skill and ability. However, it wasn't long before I knew that in order to go further, I was going to have to seek someone out who had built a very successful fundraising business, because that was my intention at the time. And I interviewed with this company in Dayton, Ohio. Now, why Dayton, Ohio? Because Monica lived in Middletown, Ohio, and I needed to get close to her. So I interviewed with a company in Dayton, Ohio. My intention was to work with these guys and to learn everything they did to succeed at the level that they were succeeding, because they had built one of the best, most successful fundraising businesses in the United States. And I worked for them for the next 10 years. And I learned a ton that led to success, led to money, led to the life that we were living. And it all came through modeling. Then I got my real estate career license in 2002. And I only interviewed with one real estate company and one real estate team. And it was the Gary and Nikki team who was selling real estate for Keller Williams. And why them? Because in 2002, teams were still a pretty new concept in the world of real estate. And it was my goal to build a successful real estate team. I knew that the day I got my license, this is what the future looks like to me. So I went in and I sat down and I spoke with Gary Baldini. I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I want to work with you because as far as I can see, you and Nikki are the most successful real estate agents in North Pinellas County doing what you're doing. And I want to learn everything that I can learn from you. And then in 4 years, I want to go out and start my own team. He was 100% supportive of that. He said, let's go. And that's modeling. And in the next 4 years, I learned exactly what I needed to do in order to build a successful real estate team. So when Monica and I started our own team in 2008, and for those of you who are adding, you're going, wait a minute, John, 2006 is 4 years. What happened? Yeah, there's a 2-year gap there. That's another story for another morning. And that's a conversation on what not to do. I failed miserably at my first attempt at building a team. Started over in 2008, and Monica and I built a very successful team using everything that I had learned working with Gary and Nikki. It's modeling. And then in 2015, when I decided that I was going to take the next career path, as a team leader, I looked for the right person, not the right company, not the right location, but the right person. And the reason that was important is because I was going to model my way to success. And the individual that I got into business with had himself been a team leader. He was a part of the Team Leader Hall of Fame. That's where I was going. So I wanted to work with him. Now, here we are, 2022, and I'm on this new journey, and I chose who I'm working with, not the company, but the person, based on the individual that I had a conversation with that I believed has succeeded at a massive level doing what I want to do over the next 10 years. And that was Richard Tomasini. And the reason I'm here speaking to you today in the role that I'm in is because of Richard Tomasini. It's not because of the company. It's because of Richard, because I wanted to be in business with him, because I was going to model what he did. I am modeling what he did. Success leaves clues. The path to success is in modeling. All right. Modeling is the pathway to excellence. The movers and shakers of the world are often professional modelers. People who have mastered the art of learning everything they can by following other people's experience rather than their own. Here's a really good thing about following other people's experience. People will often say that experience is the best teacher. It's not true. It's a lie. Other people's experience is the best teacher. If I can learn from someone else's mistakes, then I can go farther faster by not making the same mistakes. One of the best things that I can do for you every day by showing up here and speaking to you is to be transparent, to be real, to share my challenges, to tell you where I really goofed up so that you don't make the same mistakes that I've made, so that you can go further faster. If I show up as a perfect human being every single day, then what good am I? So I want to learn from others what worked, what didn't work. Another question that I would ask a individual that I was meeting with that I want to learn from would be, what's the best decision you ever made in your life? Why was that the best decision? How did that impact you? How did that impact your family? Another question, what's the worst decision you ever made in your life? Why? How did that impact you? If you could do it over again, what would you do different? Holy cow, if you were to ask me, John, look at the last 20 years of your life. If you could do it over again, what would you do different? We would need more than a half hour. We would need more than a 30-minute. Monica's commenting in the background. Maybe we should get Monica on the call and she could tell you what I would have done differently if I could do it over again. That would be interesting. Babe. Not responding. Okay, that would be a different conversation. I want to know, if you could do it over again, what would you do different? All right. The last thing that I wrote down from Tony's book is, to model excellence, you should be a detective. Be Columbo. For everybody that's younger than 40, just Google it. You'll figure it out. Be Columbo. You should be an investigator, someone who asks lots of questions and tracks down all the clues to what produces excellence. I've got this friend of mine, his name is Wayne Forrest. This will go on YouTube. I'll send Wayne the video. Hi, Wayne. And whenever we're visiting with Wayne, we know that we don't have to think about what to talk about, because Wayne he interviews people. If you spend an hour with him, he's just going to ask one question after the other. He's a genius in how he does this. And be like that. Ask great questions. Get to know people. I'm going to go back to the passage. To model excellence, you should be a detective, an investigator, someone who asks lots of questions and tracks down all the clues to what produces excellence. One of the agents that I'm coaching who's sharing with me recent success that she's had. And the reason she's having this success is because she's mastered building relationships through networking events. And she'll just sit down with somebody and ask them, tell me your story. What do you do? Tell me more. And it's incredible what you learn when you ask. Most people don't ask. And the reason they don't ask is because they're not really interested in your story. They're more interested in their own story. And if you are talking the entire time, you could tell you're looking at them. They're just waiting for you to stop talking so they can change the conversation to them. Be interested in other people. What can you learn in those conversations that you're having with them? Now, if I were building a successful real estate career, here's how I would use this information. Wherever I am in my career, I would identify the person who I want to model. Now, if I'm brand new in real estate, I'm looking for somebody who was rookie of the year the previous year. I want to get to know that person. I want to know, what did they do? What were the specific actions that they took on a daily basis to get where they got? How do they think when they have a disappointment, when they have a failure? How do they respond to failure? What a great question. Most people, when faced with failure, they go on a listing appointment, they don't get the listing. It's going to take 2-3 days for them to get over that disappointment before they get back into action. How quickly do you get over a disappointment? What's your strategy for getting over a disappointment? If I'm in the business 3 or 4 years and I'm closing $4 or $5 million a year, I'm going to start looking for somebody who built a team, because leverage is very important to me. It's the difference between working hard and working smart. And I'm going to start looking for people who have built leverage into their real estate business in order to not just build a successful career, but to have a life worth living. And I'm going to start asking them questions. I'm going to look specifically, what did you do in order to find the right person for that job? Because we think hiring people is easy, and it's not. It's one of the hardest things you're going to do. Going and getting a seller listing is simple compared to hiring the right person for the right role. Jim Collins talks about this in his book, Good to Great, and he talks about getting the right person on the bus, but that's not the goal. The goal is to get the right person in the right seat. And how do you do that? Learn how to hire talent. Learn how to hire the right person for the right role. And then you're not done yet. You want to know, okay, after you hired that person, what did you do in the first 30 days to set that person up for success? What was your 30, 60, 90-day plan in order to set them up for success so they would succeed in the position that you put them in? Because the only thing more painful than looking for the right person for the right role is firing the wrong person and then starting over. Now, if I've built a team and I've got leverage, I'm going to start looking for super mega agents who have built a large team, who have expanded outside their local area, who expanded into other states. And I'm going to start asking questions. I want to know specifically, what did they do? Now, if I'm looking to build an organization, to build my team, to earn money through profit share or revenue share, I'm going to start seeking out the people who are earning the most amount of money in revenue share and profit share. And I'm going to start looking for investors, millionaires, multimillionaires, and I'm going to start asking them questions. What did you do? What were the specific things that you did in order to get where you are today? What can I learn from you that I can put into play and model your success in order to get where I want to go? All right. Take yourself off mute and talk to me.
Hey, John, I've been hiring people for the last 20 plus years, and I will tell you that no truer statement has ever been said that the worst thing to do is have to fire somebody that you chose.
Yeah.
It's making sure they're in the right seat and they fit their mold. But, we talk about it in our little tribe here, success leaves footprints, make sure you ask questions. And, one of the things that you're hitting on nails that I'm like, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this, because masterminding with people who have done it is going to put you in a far better place than masterminding with people who are going to do it.
Yeah. Jack, well said. Yeah. Who you hang out with matters, right? If you're not part of a mastermind group, find your tribe. And one of the things that my coach used to say to me was, we need to find a different group of people for you to hang out with. Think about that.
Yeah, the old saying that you're the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out with. If you hang out with 4 knuckleheads, you're the 5th one.
Jack, the saying on the golf course is, when you hang out with dogs, you're going to get fleas. I had a guy say that one time when I was playing golf with him. I was much younger. And it wasn't until after we were done playing that I was like, wait a minute, I'm the dog that he was referring to. I didn't like that. All right, guys, what did you hear? Talk to me. Questions? Ahas.
Hey, John.
Thank you, Lauren. Holy cow. I have to finish without one more person talking to me. You
I
saved.
know.
Yes.
So I appreciate what you said today because I'm getting ready to start the attraction in action program through EXP.
Mm,
And that was the big thing that I was told is to just do what they tell you to do.
mm.
And so I just want to make sure that, I feel like what you said today was just like a follow up of, hey, Lauren, do what they say to do
There you
and
go.
repeat it and replicate it and be successful.
Yeah. There you go. Love that. Yeah. The two most dangerous people in the world is someone who thinks they can't learn anything new and the person who thinks they've already learned everything. Don't be that person. All right, make it a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my